Level 0. This is the archetypal Backrooms level, a seemingly infinite maze of mono-yellow office space. So you tripped. You were walking down the street, maybe a bit too much biahoy last night. You stumble, and instead of hitting the pavement, you just don't. You fall through the world's shoddy texture mapping and land here. Welcome to the cosmic oubliette. Level 0 isn't a place. It's a punishment for a crime you don't remember committing. It's the universe's waiting room, and your appointment is never. Let's talk about the sensory experience, shall we? First, the smell. Moist carpet. Not a clean, freshly shampooed moist, but a deep, foundational dampness that suggests mildew has achieved sentience and is plotting against you. Then the sound. The hum buzz of fluorescent lights that have been on since the Big Bang, tuned to the exact frequency that bypasses your ears and vibrates directly on your sanity. And the color. Oh, the color. A yellow so relentlessly monotonous, it feels like you're drowning in nicotine-stained wallpaper. This isn't just an empty office. It's the ghost of every dead-end job you've ever had, stitched together into an endless, non-Euclidean labyrinth. There are no goals here. There is no exit sign. There is just more room, more damp carpet, more humming. It is the architectural equivalent of a dial tone, and you are stuck in it forever. It's the ultimate proof that reality is a poorly programmed simulation, and you've just found the debug room.
Level 1. This is a vast, decrepit warehouse space considered a safe, habitable zone for survivors. After an eternity of drowning in yellow, you find a door. You crawl through and suddenly the humming stops. The air changes. You're in level 1. This is where the sick, twisted joke of the Backrooms really begins. Because this level gives you one thing level 0 never did. Hope. A tiny, flickering, pathetic little candle of hope in an infinite storm of despair. It's a sprawling concrete warehouse filled with fog, crates, and the constant unnerving sound of mechanical groaning. But there are lights that flicker on and off, giving you a rhythm to live by. There's running water, almond water, the official Gatorade of interdimensional castaways. And you might even find a crate of supplies. This is where you learn the rules. You realize you're not just lost, you're a survivor. This is the tutorial level, after the game has already thrown the final boss at you. It's here you might stumble upon an outpost of the Meg, the major explorer group, a bunch of equally screwed people who decided to fight back by making maps of infinity and writing things down. Level 1 is where the existential dread of being lost morphs into the chronic, grinding anxiety of long-term survival. It's safer, yes, but it's also the place that confirms this isn't a dream. This is your life now. Congratulations, you've graduated from a waiting room to a fallout shelter.
Level 2. This level consists of the dark, cramped maintenance tunnels that run behind the walls of other levels. You think the hope from level 1 was going to last? Cute. Welcome to the service corridors of reality. Level 2 is where the back room stops feeling like an abandoned building and starts feeling like a living, breathing, and profoundly sick organism. You're not in the rooms anymore. You're in the walls, the veins, the grimy, sweat-soaked intestines of the place. The air here is thick and hot. Not just warm, but a heavy, oppressive heat that makes the Hanoi afternoon feel like a refreshing spring breeze. It cooks you, slowly. And the tunnels are tight. They're long, concrete hallways lined with a god-awful tangle of pipes and conduits, all of which are leaking some unidentifiable black sludge. The sound is constant, a deep, rhythmic humming, punctuated by the hiss of steam, as if you're trapped inside a dying industrial lung. This isn't a place you explore. It's a place you endure. You squeeze through corridors that feel like they're actively trying to crush you, every scrape of metal on the wall echoing for miles. And you are not alone. Things live here. Crawlers, hounds, things that are attracted to the noise of your own frantic breathing. Level 2 is pure, distilled claustrophobia. It's the physical manifestation of anxiety, a place that actively resists your presence and reminds you with every boiling hot pipe and dripping bit of slime that you are a foreign body, a germ in a system that wants you out. Level 3. This is a massive, dangerous electrical station, filled with a maze of prison-like cell blocks. Alright, no more hiding. No more quiet creeping. Level 3 is where the backroom stops trying to break your mind with atmosphere and starts actively trying to just murder you. This is an industrial hellscape, a labyrinth of rusted catwalks, buzzing electrical machinery, and endless corridors of what look like prison bars. It's a power station for a dimension that runs on suffering. The ambient noise is a deafening electrical drone that makes your teeth ache, and the entire level is a tangled mess of high-voltage cables and machinery that can and will kill you if you trip. But the environment isn't the main threat. This place is infested. It is crawling with some of the worst things the Backrooms has to offer. You've got hounds, facelings, skin stealers. It's a greatest hits album of things that want to wear your skin or use your bones as toothpicks. The MEG considers this one of the most dangerous levels for a reason. Navigation is a nightmare. The layout is a chaotic grid of sectors and cell blocks, designed to confuse and disorient you, funneling you directly into the path of whatever is hunting in the dark. This isn't psychological horror anymore. This is a first-person shooter where you forgot to bring a gun. Surviving here isn't about sanity. It's about pure, dumb animal luck. Level 4. This is a seemingly infinite, empty office building considered a safe zone with plentiful resources. After the screaming metal and oppressive heat of the last few levels, you find an office door. You open it, and silence. Cool, clean, conditioned air. Imagine stepping out of the sweltering Hanoi afternoon into a perfectly chilled high-rise lobby. That is the feeling of level 4. The air is still, the lights are on, but they don't hum. There are no entities, none. The water coolers are full of pure almond water. Vending machines dispense actual edible food. It's a sanctuary. It's a miracle. And that's what makes it so terrifying. Because after everything you've been through, a place this calm, this normal, feels profoundly wrong. It's the eye of the hurricane. You can breathe here. You can rest. You can regroup. But you can't stay. The quiet isn't peace, it's emptiness. The windows show a brilliant white void, a constant reminder that you are absolutely nowhere. This level lulls you into a false sense of security. It gives you a moment of respite, just to make the eventual return to chaos that much more jarring. It's the universe giving you a glass of cold water before punching you in the gut. The horror of level 4 isn't what's there. It's the bone-deep knowledge of what's waiting for you the moment you decide to leave. Enjoy the peace and quiet. It's the last you'll have for a very, very long time.
Level 5. This is an infinite, opulent hotel from the 1920s, known for its maddening psychological effects. Oh, look at this place. The Art Deco stylings, the mahogany walls, the faint, elegant sound of a ballroom orchestra playing from everywhere and nowhere. Welcome to the Terror Hotel. This isn't just a level, it's a performance. It's Stanley Kubrick's Overlook Hotel on an infinite budget. Everything is designed to be beautiful, and everything is designed to break you. The main halls are pleasant, if unsettlingly empty, but the deeper you go, the more the wallpaper starts to look like it's breathing. The statues seem to turn their heads when you're not looking. Whispers slither out from the walls, telling you delightful secrets about how all your friends back home have forgotten you. The true masterpiece of this level is the infamous Beast of Level 5, a creature you never actually see. It's a master of psychological warfare, a presence that manifests as intricate illusions and auditory hallucinations, a chattering, gibbering entity that lives in the walls and in your head. It wants to make you a permanent resident. This place is a gilded cage, a beautiful, ornate asylum that preys on your sanity. It doesn't need to attack you with claws and teeth. It just has to convince you to sit down in one of its lovely boiler rooms and stare at the wall forever.
Level 6. This is a level of pure, pitch black darkness, where the only sense that works is touch. Lights out, permanently. Level 6 is not a place, it's an absence of place. It is a sensory deprivation tank the size of a universe. There is no light, not a flicker, not a photon. It is a darkness so total, so absolute, that your eyes will strain until they weep, trying to find a single point of reference in a void that has none. Sound does not travel here. You can scream, and the only one who will hear you is you inside your own head. The only thing you have is the feeling of a cold metallic floor beneath your feet, and the maze of cold metallic walls around you. You're blind, you're deaf, you're utterly, completely alone with your own thoughts. And that's when it starts, the paranoia. Was that a breath you just felt on your neck? Or just a draft from a ventilation system that doesn't exist? Did the wall you're touching just get warmer? You navigate by touch, hands outstretched, shuffling through an infinite maze of metal, your own heartbeat the only drum in a silent cosmos. They say things live here, things you can only hear when they are inches from your ear, but by then it's too late. Level 6 is a psychological pressure cooker that strips away everything you are, leaving only raw, naked fear. It proves that the most terrifying monster is the one your own mind will invent to fill the void.
Level 94. This is a surreal, dreamlike landscape consisting of a floating castle and town under a perpetual sunset. After all the grime, the darkness, the industrial decay, you stumble into a painting. Level 94 is what happens when the Backrooms tries to be beautiful, and the result is profoundly unsettling. It's an infinite, grassy courtyard with a single cobblestone path. In the distance, a massive,
impossible castle floats in the air, its towers reaching into a sky that is trapped in a permanent, vibrant sunset. Houses and windmills are scattered across the landscape, some floating, some sitting on clouds. It is a landscape ripped from a Studio Ghibli film that was directed by David Lynch. The air is still, and everything is bathed in a warm, golden light. It feels safe. It feels like a dream. And that's the problem. The physics here are drunk. You can walk for hours towards that castle and never get any closer. The path might loop back on itself. A house you saw on your left might suddenly appear on your right. Gravity is more of a polite suggestion than a law. This level isn't hostile, it's just wrong. It's a place that slowly unravels your understanding of space and distance. There are entities here, amorphous beings made of light called animations, but they're not aggressive. They just drift, adding to the surreal, dreamlike quality. The horror of level 94 is the horror of serene madness. It's the slow, quiet realization that you have become untethered from all logic, adrift in a beautiful, impossible, and inescapable dream.